Hello. Thank you for liking. not so sure how to get this light to change. Is that better? Trying to get the light to work for people. Because it's nice and bright for me, but it's not showing up on the recording. Hello. I'm just coloring away, relaxing. Go with yellow next. Just coloring. So apparently I'm supposed to talk until I have a bunch of people who like coloring, but other people just have dead air so you can hear the marker. So if anyone's interested, I'm using the Stellar. And I'm not happy with my lighting. Hello. Dark blue. Do one of my more simpler coloring books. So I'm using a different light today, and I'm not liking it as much as I like the other one. I can see everything perfectly fine, but it's not really showing up on the live, I think, for everybody. So I don't know how dark this is. Thank you. Yeah, it's way darker. Thanks. I'm trying to do some of my simpler ones because some people have asked more about the simpler ones, so I'm pulling out some of my simpler books just to make it easier. But, I mean, they're fun to color just as much as the other ones. I hope you're having a really good day. I'm just going to call you Flower. Because I don't actually have your name. I was looking at some of your videos today, yesterday, the jewelry. I like how you were doing them. New markers, I mainly use colored pencils, but markers are fun. Lay? Okay. Did I say your name right? Lee or Lay? Not that you can really respond. I think it's Lay. So I'm using these ones, the Stetler. You can't see. So, yeah. I have a different light on today, and it's not as powerful. Nowhere near as powerful. And I might end up asking my husband to pull up the other light just so I can, and you guys can actually see what I'm coloring. Like Leah. Okay, Leah. Thank you. Yeah, I was watching your stuff. I like the ones you've been using for it. Just give me a second here. Virginia. But it's a really good way to show off the earrings and stuff. But I may have to get the other light out. Hello. I get very caught up in the coloring, and I can see it perfectly, which is wonderful, but you guys can't. Live and learn. But lighting is very important. Same as I'm planning to use a mic to make the markers sound louder and less me. So I changed the whole layout. So what I was doing before is I had the phone on the right hand side and the light on the left hand side, and I didn't like how it was going, so I decided to switch it around. And then to do that, we went with a smaller, lighter light, and not liking the light. More primary colors with this one. I tend to go, I like my reds, my blues, dark greens, orange, yellow. Yeah, I do have a, anyone who sees, I try very hard to vary my color palette, but even when I'm kind of drawing random, I still end up kind of picking. I do have my favorites. So what would struggle with lighting and stands, have lots of lighting and hate them all? Well, I happen to have a slight advantage in that my husband works part-time as a model and actor. So he has a bazillion stands and lights and all, like from the huge giant ones where you know, to the little tiny one like I'm using right now. And I swear everything in between. But, doesn't help if I pick the wrong one. Which I did today. But they're not that expensive. And like he's got the big ones that's for when you do photography and stuff. And they are really bright. But this was one of the earlier ones that we got. And you can tell it doesn't have the lightness, because some of my colors, they're not popping on this. Like, if you could, I don't know if I hold it above it, if it will help. It's such a light that it's not, like, it lights up my space. But I think the reason why we stopped using this one for photography and stuff was because it doesn't give sufficient light for the camera. So, you know, one of the things to keep in mind. But with your stuff, when I used to do the photography for the jewelry, we actually ended up with a little light box. Yes, my daughter still has my Crayola markers. She and her friend colored they just went crazy. They took my loose paper and my Crayola markers, and I have not seen either since. They were having a blast, though. They did quite a bit of coloring. They drew their own characters and colored them in, which I very much think was awesome. But I'm also pretty sure I will never see my Crayolas again, and I'm going to have to go buy new ones. Just a feeling. But I was just saying, if you see, I used a white box for when I took my pictures of my jewelry. Yeah, I'm going to have to buy more. Yeah, but they had fun. So, you know, sometimes you have to give up stuff so your kids can have fun with them. Okay, so I'm just trying to see, when I first pulled all these out, I had a brown that I was going to use. I haven't used it yet. I'm thinking about doing the frame in the brown. Which, you know, it's not like any of the other colors, but that's okay. It doesn't always have to be. But yes, I'm pretty sure my Crayolas are gone. I will never see them again. But that's okay. Yeah, on here it's almost coming out black, but this is actually a brown. And it should lighten up nicely. I like the little bit of dark to add some contrast to the light. So I've got a mixture of both. But yeah, my favorite thing when I did the jewelry, Leah, was my favorite thing. My addiction was displays. And I had 1,000 different displays. But what we started doing is we bought a geode. It was amethyst. And when it got broken open, there's like pieces of amethyst sticking out. And so we had some flat pieces and some shaped pieces, and we would put our jewelry on it as part of the display and take pictures and stuff. So it was kind of neat. It gave it a little bit of a different look. I really liked doing that. But I also had an addiction for building displays. And I say addiction because I would literally scope at other people's displays and would be constantly trying to create new displays, new ways of showing stuff off. And it got to the point where I had all these neck pieces, and we would place, you know, like in a jewelry store, and we'd place them out and things like that. And I just had a blast with it. And then when we closed the business down, we got rid of it all. And now my husband's like, hey, let's do this again. And I'm like, we don't have any of the displays or the things for the photos or anything. You know, so I just find it kind of, you know, all the things. Be pretty and compliment pirate. Yes. So it's a darker brown. But I can't really tell if it's showing up almost a black. But that one's done. I had fun with it. I'm going to have to move the camera a little bit, mainly because I literally have it on top of my book because I switched everything around. But just going to try and find another relatively quick one to do, just because I'm having one of those just need to relax sort of days. Thank you. I like how the dark came out. But I'm just going for simple tonight. I like this one. But which book is this one? The Art of Relaxing with Mandalas. So it's a lot. It has a lot of the thicker lines, and although some of them are kind of intricate, they're still, I really kept the thicker lines there, and just so that people can just kind of relax when they do it and not worry so much. And a lot of them, I went with simple. The goal behind this was to make it easy for people, because a friend of mine had fine motor skill issues, and she kept pointing out to me that she was struggling with them. So, she wanted me to make ones with thicker lines, so I did. And I'm finding more people want the thicker lines, so I've done a whole bunch of them like that now. Bear with me. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm actually pulling up my other markers, because the colors I had are not the colors I'm going to go with. So I get horribly messy when I'm doing these. So just bear with me. Before I start, put my little catch-all. I've got to get the other. Well, I have quite a few of the thicker ones that I haven't really shown off a lot. And mainly because a lot of the people that I talk with want the really super intricate ones. And so I was working a lot on those, and I never really talk about my I guess easier ones. But one of my focuses is the fact that because they're a little easier, thicker lines, people, in larger, they're still intricate, but people who don't want to spend 3 days coloring a picture don't have to. And it's still beautiful. But honestly, I kept in mind my one friend who has fine motor skill issues, where she can't actually do a lot of the fine stuff. And my whole thing was I think coloring should be accessible to everybody. So I started doing some with super thick lines for one of my color, she's losing her sight. It's gradual. But so I started doing some with super thick lines so that she can still color them, and larger stuff. And I figured other people probably like it too. And it seems to be the case. And I'll yammer on forever about them. I'm glad you like them. I hope this one's coming through. It's still super dark. I will not be using this light again. I mean, it's brilliant. It's giving me brilliant light, but in terms of the camera, not so much. But I don't think I've actually shown you guys any of these ones before. Now, I will probably be breaking out my pencil crayons, not tonight, but because I started off with pencil crayons. It's just because my hand was injured. Sometimes it's a little easier for me to use the markers. But I can get more shading and stuff in with the pencil crayons. I haven't really learned how to do that with the markers. At least not these markers. Oh, you have a good night. I hope you have a wonderful night. It was nice chatting with you. I'm dropping my markers on the floor. There we go. I hope everyone's having a good night. Color and finish, yes. Are detailed, but I've recently, sorry, I'm just actually reading this. I don't mind me, but all my books are detailed, but I recently picked up a few from the Dollar Tree. I can color and finish. Art Passion, you're probably not Canadian. Because apparently pencil crayons is a Canadian thing. I did not find that out until much later, and I thought it was kind of interesting. But yes, apparently pencil crayons is a Canadian thing. And most of the people I talk with are American, and they had no idea what I was talking about. So I learned that. Yes, I tend to go with budget ones. So whatever I can get at the dollar store, Walmart. Yeah. I know there's some beautiful ones out there, but I tend to go with, I have to stick in a budget. like everybody else, I think. So, but I know you love the more intricate ones. So you'd probably, you like my more intricate books as well. But it's nice to have somewhere you can just sit and relax sometimes and just boom, there you go. Color, relax, enjoy. Take the stress off. It took me a while to be okay with doing the less intricate ones. Not because I thought there was anything wrong with them, but because I keep trying to fill in all the space. I keep wanting to draw more. And so I actually had someone who would check check them and say, okay, you can stop now. So now that I work from home, I don't have that anymore. So it'll be interesting to see if I can do both again. Mostly budget pencils, yeah. Alcohol markers a thing here. Tell it from the adult coloring book that yeah, I agree. I mean, that's also one of the reasons why I try to keep my books, I keep them at like 40 pages. Because I've dropped like, you find a book you really like, and I get frustrated sometimes because I'll spend, before I start doing my own, and admittedly my kids and my husband, they have their preferred coloring books, right? And there's one out there where we're spending $12 to $15. And I mean, the pictures were really nice and everything, but there was only 12 of them. And I was, I didn't pick up, and I was just kind of like, I started looking, and I can't justify spending a whole bunch of money on something that only has a couple pictures. Not unless I was like super in love with that. And, the only thing I don't like about the ones, the ones that some of the pencil crayons you get from the dollar store and stuff, I swear they are broken before they go in the wood. You know how when they press them in? Because when you sharpen them, it's like you sharpen and another chunk comes out, and you sharpen and another chunk comes out. I don't find those ones worth it, because you spend more time sharpening and throwing out more of your pencil crayon than you actually get to use. Though I am looking forward to trying some watercolor ones. I must add back detail most of kids do YouTube, and yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm doing it as a live, is because when I do the live, it saves on to and then I can download it afterwards, and I clear off space off my phone, and then I actually go in and download it to my computer, and I can edit the videos on the computer. So, and I did a long one. It took me 3 days to color the one. I think it was over 3 hours, 4 hours to color the one page. And so I haven't posted that footage I haven't posted any of the really long footage on YouTube. But because I can download it to my phone and then put it on my computer, I just take it off right away and edit it on the computer on CapCuts. And then I put it back on my phone when I want to put it onto TikTok and YouTube and stuff. Though I know I can do it on my computer. I just do it on my phone. I'll just drag it out my gel pens if that. Yeah. I like my gel pens too. I just started using them. And part of it is I struggle with them because we got some off Amazon. And I swear half of them don't work, or they stop working partway through coloring stuff. And I don't know if it's the brand we got. It was a Christmas gift, so they got me like this nice set of like 120 of them. But I'd pick out the colors I wanted to use, and then I'd go use them, and they weren't usable. So, there we go. I'm going with brighter colors because of the slight issue. So far, these are my colors. So do you... Oh, Fish and Mermaid. Says so. Oh, the art... Yeah. We have a place just down at the other end of town for me where it's got all the art supplies, because we have a couple of art schools. And so Curry's is what it's called, and they have some beautiful stuff. And when I used to do the illuminations and stuff, that was my weakness, is I'd go in there and I would spend a fortune. And, you know, but loved going in there. Loved the art supplies, but yeah, it's addictive. There's always a better pen, a better marker, a better... or some new technique I'd want to try. See, I think I might be able to do some... Oh, I need to save my markers for over here. Yeah. See, I'm trying to put some stuff out onto YouTube. But the truth is that I love my drawing so much that I tend to spend most of my time drawing. And so what ends up happening is I don't film it or anything like that, because I just pick up the thing and draw. And then I'm making myself do the lives so I can record it and use it. So I'm hoping to get some stuff on YouTube. Do people actually sit and, like, I know people sit and watch the shortened versions, and my kids keep telling me people will actually watch the full, like, 3 hours of someone coloring. So I've been very hesitant about posting out my, my long videos. But you start college next month. Yeah. I went to art school for a little bit. But life happens. I really hope you enjoy it. I know we talked about you going to art school before. I really hope you enjoy it. It's fascinating, the things. There's so much to learn. So many different techniques, styles, lighting, coloring. I think art is a lifestyle. Okay, so they're not. Oh, yeah. See, I give on all my books, I give on it. My copyright actually includes the use of social media. So you have the right to color them on social media or use them. So, which, I guess was kind of an odd thing to include in my copyright. Like my newer books all have the newer copyright that say that. And I've slowly been changing it on my older books, like reprinting them with it. Whereas it's just the old copyrights were like, hey, you can only use this for personal and you can't, share it out, and it caused problems for people who wanted to color and stuff. And I was just like, oh, you can use it on social media. I think it is very therapeutic, yeah. But I think a lot of people are changing up their copyrights, though, so that people can do that. And just, share what you're doing. The hardest thing I had was I had someone who was, who wanted my books and then couldn't understand why I wouldn't they couldn't understand why it wasn't okay for them to color them and then sell them as their artwork. Like the concept of copyright just, and I don't mean like, oh, I'm gonna go do a couple. She wanted to color them and then sell it as if she made it. I was like, yeah, no. So you gotta kind of be careful. No, I don't just make mandalas. I do other things as well. For a while there, I was doing grayscale. And the truth is I did it because people said they really liked grayscale and wanted me to try it, so I did. And I did a couple books from my photography. And they're okay. I can't say I love grayscale, though. But I also did a kind of a combination butterfly grayscale sort of thing. But I did a Halloween one. And so there is a little bit of mandalas in there and knotwork and stuff like that. But most of it is like a bunch of candy to color or ghosts or that kind of stuff. So that one's fun. I'll be doing more of those. But most of what I do is intricate mandalas. If that, answers the question, I'll start yapping, talking about it. But I'm hoping to do some knot working and stuff. I am planning, okay, so I have approximately 20 books in the works right at the moment. And what it is I get an idea and I start working on it. And so I will color it. But you can't always be working on, So I end up doing multiple books at a time. So I'm doing a fairy fantasy dragon one that I've been working on for quite some time because it's a lot more complicated. And I have on the go 8 that I'm just doing the covers on. And then when those ones are done, I probably have another 5 or 6 that I'm actually drawing. If that makes sense. So, I'm always working on stuff, but I'm working on a Christmas one where it's going to be things like trees. There's some mandalas in it, but it's going to be like Christmas candy and cookies and presents and, ornaments, that kind of stuff. I had a lot of fun with the Halloween one. And so, skulls, cats, the whole thing. I probably just totally went off topic. I've decided to do an Easter one, but it won't be out in time for this Easter, of course, so I'll be working on it for next year. So what I'll end up doing is I'll start, and I'll probably, when I'm in the mood, I'll draw some Easter eggs and then work on another book and then work on some more. And, probably around Christmas I'll have it ready and get it over to someone to color so that I can put it together in time for Easter next year. Would I make a mermaid if I paid extra? I'd love to work on a mermaid one. I did a mermaid one, Mandela, and they looked they look like they had flippers. But yeah, I have no problems doing another doing mermaids. Just other. My problem is I don't always find. It would be one of those longer work in progresses, like my dragon and fairy one, where, but yeah, I got no problems adding that to my list. Please understand, my list currently has like 20 of them on there that I'm working on. Hey James, any chance you could come up and plug in the other light? Seeing as this one is making it look really dark. The light's not working very well. Just like you were afraid of. Hey. What, plugging it in?
No, stand.
Oh. What happened to the light stand?
It's on that one.
Oh, that could make things awkward. I thought there was another stand.
Gonna need it.
That's just funny. I just had to do the puzzle piece. So when you're talking about mermaids, though, do you just like the mermaids, or do you like the ships and the whole pirate thing, or the seashells, or the sea creatures, or just straight mermaids? Just mermaids. I have been doing some pattern ones recently. Where it's just the pattern. I can start drawing some mermaids, so. The problem is when I do something like that, it'll be like a year in the making, so.
Let's get down here. Don't forget, we have to set the clocks forward an hour today.
Tonight? Yeah. Thank you for plugging in the lighting for me.
Wait.
Weird sound effects in the background.
I don't bend the way I normally do.
Oh, you just love marine life? Seashells and stuff like that? Oh, there we go. I don't know if it's helping with the... Can you... I don't know if anyone can see this any better.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
On your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you'll probably like one of the ones I've been working on. I've been doing some marine life on it. It's the... I like doing animal... I did one where I had hidden animals in the mandalas and stuff, and I did the shapes of the animals and stuff like that. So I do have one where I'm doing some sea life. The things I love drawing are seahorses. They're so cute. I could see myself doing a whole thing of seahorses. Yeah, I'll add it to my queue of books to do. No, I always listen. It just sometimes takes me a little bit to finish the stuff that I'm already working on and get some drawing in. But yeah, I thought about doing like mermaids and stuff like that. But part of it is just getting comfortable with it again. Because when I was originally drawing, when I first started doing the coloring books, I was literally doing it on a teeny tiny phone. And the screen was like this. And so it was a little difficult to develop that, you know. Sorry, I'm just looking at my colors now, trying to figure out where to go. I'm thinking a darker blue. I have a dark purple that I could go with, but I'm thinking dark blue. Oh yeah, I miss my fish. I used to have a fish tank and 2 turtles. A whole bunch of little guppies. And tetras and stuff. It's going a little darker. And I think I might go. Almost too close to the purple. There we go. End up with fish are relaxing. I like going to the tropical garden, and they have a small fish pond with koi, and usually there's water lilies, but last time we went they'd removed all the water lilies, so it was not as pretty as it usually is, but I still just kind of like watching the fish swim around and make little faces when they come up. I'll see what I can do about working on some mermaids, though what I might end up doing is bring them in with the other one. Okay, so this is going to be here. Even though it's close to the purple, it's going to work. Probably should have chosen a more different shade of blue, but because this one's got a bit of purple in it. Full quiet the nursing home where my grandmother was. Yeah. Well, they don't let us feed them at the tropical garden, but they're fun to watch. And you can just sit and relax, and they have a glass bridge that you can stand on and watch them. They have some beautiful ones, but it looks like they lost all their turtles, though. So last year there was a tropical winter storm that came through and removed some of the panels off the tropical garden. And they lost some of their turtles. Okay. Here, just trying to think of what color to use to lighten it up a little bit in the one section. I just find coloring and drawing to be a source of relaxation and stress relief, and I am so glad I get to do it. One of the things I used to do when I did the ceramics, though, was I did goldfish or koi, and I would make these. They're probably about that big, the fish shape, and then I'd do the tail, and it would come out, and they were beautiful. And I did each, would carve in the scales and everything in. So it was more of a sculpture, really. And so the idea is that we could hang on a wall. Some of the the people who did, I can't remember what the term would be for them, but they did the glass, and they wanted to use some of them for for their molds. So, but the thing is it would, when you do it, it destroys the original piece. But I think they would have been beautiful out of glass. So I haven't exactly stuck myself into a corner, but I'm trying to figure out. Wait, why did I get back to prepping? Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what colors to do on these ones here, and still kind of keep the colors. So I'm thinking kind of a mauvey color, but at the same time, I don't want to over. That's more red, so I don't want to bring that one in. Oh, I'm starting off with this color, different shade. There we go. Yes. Yes, James is my husband. And he can attest to the fact that the girls took my markers. My Crayola. They are enjoying using them, though. Yep. Not sure how I'm feeling about that color, but I think he's the reason why I'm coloring so much. Stress relief. Oh. No. Actually, the whole family likes to color. It's just not very conducive to do a live stream with everybody coloring at the same time. That would just be utter chaos. It'd be entertaining, probably, though. I keep wanting to do like a gold. But I'm going to see what light color I have. red one, yeah, that I said no about. I'm also just learning the colors from the Staedtler because I got them at Christmas. And so it's still a matter of getting used to them, these colors. So every once in a while I'll be like, I know what color I want in my head, but I don't actually have the marker. And that's frustrating. So this one's almost done. I am just trying to figure out what color to round off the little bit. I keep wanting to do a gold color. I'm trying to figure out of my Staedtlers, the new batch that I just got, which one would be the best one. And that's kind of a goldy one, but it's, you know. No, that one's kind of gray. It's weird how the colors don't necessarily match up to the lids as much as you would think they would. It's a brown yellow. So I think I'm going to go with this one color. And I'm just checking out the lot. This an alternate. So so I'm trying to decide between these two colors. I know this one is more proper, but I think I'm gonna like that one. Night. Sorry, I'm just testing it again. Okay. So I'm going with the lighter one. Let me think. No, it's not quite. I don't know. I'm just really uncomfortable with this one color. So while this one is not quite the color I want, I've been really hesitant using this other one. I think I'm just going to have to do the plunge. And do it anyway. Might go over this with gold marker, gold glitter. Oh, I feel like I made a mistake. See what it looks like when it lightens. If worst comes to worst, I will glitter it. With my gold pen. It's coming out darker than I wanted. Hoping it will lighten. We'll see. Metallic one, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Go over it with metallic because I want gold. I have no idea why I just decided I wanted gold, but I mean, this is the right pen for it. It's just not quite the shade I want. When it dries, I can always go over with the gold one, the metallic. Much better lighting. I think it's the tinted green in it that's throwing me off. I know it's supposed to be that color, but I always think of the shiny, more yellow gold. And this tone does work better. But I think I have to bring it into the other sections a little bit. There we go. And if you don't take risks, you won't know. It's not drying off too bad. It's got that aged tone to it. And I think the yellow would have just been, as much as I like using the yellow, it would have been a bit too bright. There are no mistakes, just happy accidents. Let that dry. But yeah, I think I'll come in with some gold once it's all dry. Bring it up a little bit. I mean, I've got the glitter pens too, but I'm trying to add to this part. See, this is where I'm saying it's the right tone. Because you can see it's the right tone. It just doesn't have the glitter. Hey, Reese. How's it going? There we go. So I'm just going to add a little bit of, see how that dries. It's darkening it up a little bit more, but it's got the shine. I don't know if it can be seen very well on the... Let's see how it dries. It's very glittery now. It definitely looks like gold. But I can't tell how well it's showing up. Have I seen the Titanic? Actually, no. I have not seen the Titanic. At least, I've seen parts of it. But I think, James, you were showing me... I know you were a big fan of Titanic. But I don't actually remember watching it. Doesn't mean I haven't watched it. I just don't remember doing it. Watched it once years ago.
I responded, yes, we have watched it once.
Yes. So I'm just finishing this off with some glitter with my metallic pen. Which is, I think it needed something, so. I find it funny, I get these metallic pens, and the next thing you know, all I'm doing is, oh, it needs a little bit of metallic somewhere. And the gold just isn't enough now. It's got to be the glittery gold. But that probably goes back to when I was doing the illuminations and was using, you know, gold paint. There we go. Hello. Hope everyone's having fun. I think I'm using this more as an accent than a color on the whole thing, but that's okay. Hope everyone's having a good night. I can't tell if the glitter is showing up for you guys, so I hope it is. And it's not just a little bit darkening of the actual picture. go. Okay, so that one's dry. Good. I don't know. I think I'm really picky about my golds. I'm never happy when the gold doesn't actually sparkle. Even though I know it's going to darken it. Here we go. Almost done this one completely. I hope people have been enjoying the live. So if you have spoken to me, I apologize if I didn't respond. But thank you everyone for your support. Everyone watching is appreciated. I know that I've been working on the more simpler mandalas today. There we go. Almost done the gold. And then we'll do a different picture. I think it's drying rather nice. The gold came out really well. I'm just going to bring this over top of it so that maybe people can see it a little bit better. See if it's sparkling. There we go. So we're just going to pick out another one now. Thank you. Thank you, James. So this one dried out really, came out pretty good. Just trying to figure out which one to do next. I've been trying to keep it relatively quick and simple tonight. Because sometimes you just need to do something simple. And I know I've done this one before. But it is calling me tonight, so I'm going to do it again. And the irony of it is that I'm not 100% sure what colors I'm going to use. So this is my first one. Where is the blue I want? There we go. See how lightly it dries. Cheese. Cheese. I'm a little confused by the word cheese. So clarification if you can. I don't know if I'm considered methodical or chaotic in my coloring. Oh, cheese the food. Okay, what about cheese? I don't think it looks like cheese, but if you want to talk about cheese, we can talk about cheese. You don't know. Okay. Well, I like cheese. I like brie. I would have to say brie is my favorite. So, there we go. Emotional Fox, are you just really hungry right now and you want cheese? Because cheese makes everybody happy. Unless they're lactose intolerant. And then they just have to get aged cheese. They even have vegan cheese for people who don't want real cow's milk. Or goat's milk, or any of the above. So cheese is a powerful thing. You're hungry. Okay, well, we can talk about different cheeses. Grilled cheese sandwich. Yeah. Pieces of cheese. Cheese and crackers. I think that the reason why those I can't even say the word. The boards of meat and cheese, which the name I cannot say for some reason suddenly, is a result of many of us having snackables. Now, meat and cheese. One of my favorite things to do with cheese is to go to the local specialty deli, which has got some amazing cheeses. And they used to let you try a little piece, before COVID. And that was always fun. Go find a couple different cheeses and then come home and then make a board. Translation, we'd take a plate and we'd stick all the different cheeses on it and the different meats we picked up, and then we'd have the kids come and we'd all try the different cheese and meat.
Don't forget the mac and brie fiasco.
Yeah, I saw that. So what James is referring to is we did mac and cheese with brie, which did not work so well. It was not a successful combination. So, Emotional Fox, are you feeling any better now that we've talked about cheese? You still there? If not, that's okay, but it was nice chatting with you. There we go. However, I'll probably bring the conversation back to coloring. So, I'm back to my usual colors: red, blue, yellow, and orange. I do have a tendency to use those colors and the same hues all the time. Not that there's anything wrong with using those colors all the time. I just tend to be very conscious of the fact that I do use them a lot. And for me to be able to enjoy a set of markers, it's got to have a really good red and a really good blue in it. Like those colors, they have to be right for me to be happy with it. And it's funny because these ones, they don't give you a number or anything like that. I think that's the one drawback with and I hope I'm saying it right, with Staedtler, is they don't number the colors. So even if I did a swatch, I don't actually have a number to put with it to say, oh, this is what it looks like. Because they dry slightly different. So everyone who's watching, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a good day. I am planning to put a microphone on the actual paper. Connect it so you can hear the sound of the marker better. And probably not talk as much. So if you would like it where there was less talking, more the sound of the marker, let me know. Also, if you'd be kind enough to let me know where you are, mainly just because I think I've been limited to Canada, and it'd be nice to know if I'm reaching outside of Canada or if I'm reaching where in Canada I'm reaching. Oh, I just made a mistake. There's no such thing as a mistake. It's just a happy accident. It's my story and I'm sticking with it. See, the disadvantage of trying to read and color at the same time. I have to buy one of those white markers so when I do something like that I can color over it with white and then fix it. Okay, so I'm going to go with an orange now. I'm just picking out the orange that I'm going to go with, and I do believe it's going to be this one. Hello. Happy to talk about things if you want to talk about coloring or anything along that lines. If you just want to sit back and watch, I'm happy to have you here. Thank you. I will be working a little bit more on the ASMR side of this. Hopefully next time I do this I'll have a microphone that I can bring down to the paper so you can hear the markers a little bit better. If you're just here to enjoy watching the coloring, thank you very much for coming in. Keep feeling like I had an opportunity to do a whole bunch of very vibrant colors on this one, and I have done so before on ones like this, just rows and rows, but I do have a tendency to like the orange and red and yellow combination. Especially when the lines are thick and black. Now, if they were like a light gray or something, it wouldn't pop the same, so. I'm hoping you can see the depth on this. Today I'm just going for simple, relaxing. I hope that you can still see this. Sorry if I get caught up in the actual coloring. So I will probably be live streaming tomorrow as well. And I have been live streaming in the mornings, and I'm just not enjoying that as much as I do in the evening. I like being able to relax and color. It's a nice way to wind the day down. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining. I appreciate everyone who's watching. Ah, did it again. Oh well. I am having one of those days. It's a good thing I just do this for relaxing. All right. Let's pull out a yellow. I can tell I'm going to have to stop coloring soon. So this will be my last one of the night. So I will finish this off. So this is a super light yellow. So I think it should show the difference between the shades, but because I'm not actually looking at the screen right now, I'm not 100% sure. So when I am done coloring this picture, I will be ending the live. So I just want to give everyone the heads up that I have highly appreciated everyone staying and watching. Now, a lot of times I like to do things. Oh, you can really tell when I did that one because I made the boop on that one. But there we go. I'm not sure what color I was going to do those. This yellow seems to pop, so. Thank you again, everyone who watched me tonight. Highly appreciated it. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. So I will be ending my live in a moment. So thank you all. I hope you all have a wonderful day, okay? So, and if anyone was interested, this was the art of relaxing with mandalas. And as you can tell, I like oranges and yellows on these ones and my blues. So thank you again for joining, and have a wonderful day. I'm going to be ending my live. Appreciate all of you. I hope you have a wonderful day, okay? Good night.